You can tell us your name and how you came to Belgrade and what are you working on and all that. You can start whatever you like.
Okay. My name is Rachel Klipa. I'm from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, and I came to Belgrade to research Nadezhda Petrovic for an article that I'm writing for a book on women painting women.
And then that's part of the bigger project that you're working on for an exhibition that's going to be in Pittsburgh.
Yeah. Yes. So I'm still thinking about the details of that, but I am planning an exhibition that will feature female Serbian artists in Pittsburgh and possibly tie into my research on Nadezhda Petrovic.
Great. You want to talk a little bit more about this, or is it too early for
I
that?
think it might be a little too early, but during this trip I was able to talk to a lot of people and get a lot of good ideas and a lot of feedback, so I'm very happy for that.
Great. And then maybe I can ask you just some questions that I
Of course.
prepared. Do you think, for example, that your cultural background is influencing your work, and in what way?
I think so. I think as a Serbian American, I've always been interested in Serbian history and culture and being here in Serbia and thinking more about how people in the diaspora can work with Serbian people in Serbia today and helping them make more connections and finding ways that we can work together.
Great. And then what influences you? It's pretty general, but
What influences me? I think a lot of things influence me. Do you mean
as a curator, or where do you find inspiration, and how do you choose artists, and what's you can just start wherever.
I think I'm most interested in the narrative of art history and whose stories are told and how they're told and who's included in that narrative. So I'm looking at people like Mara Riley, who is an art historian in New York, who worked with Linda Nochlin, who is a very famous feminist art historian, and the way that they tell stories, because Linda Nochlin sort of set the stage for shining a light on women artists and where they fit into the canon of art history. So I think I'm looking at people like that who are challenging the way our history is taught and told, and what kind of exhibitions are possible, and basically what people are doing. I mean, how can we push that? How can we open that? How can we tell more narratives? How can we include more people? So I think people working in that capacity inspires me.
Nice. And can you make what are the differences or similarities between Pittsburgh and Belgrade art scene?
This is a tough question.
Yeah.
I think artists working in Belgrade right now, I think that their work is conceptually much stronger than people working in Pittsburgh. I think people here have more of a do-it-yourself kind of attitude and are much more willing to take initiative and just do things, which makes a difference. It's evident what can be done when you have that kind of attitude. I don't think artists in Pittsburgh have that attitude. Sometimes I think they wait for opportunities for too long, and I think that sometimes their work isn't as conceptually as strong because they're not. I don't think they're forced with the same kind of decisions that artists have to make here.
What are the challenges and questions you would like to address about engaging in an art world?
I think that I would like to address how inclusive the art world is, what kind of opportunities are available to people, what are the different ways that you can learn outside of traditional programming and traditional opportunities, what counts as professional experience. I think elitism in the art world should always be questioned. I think anything that could allow for more voices, more people, more opportunities, I think that's something that I would like to see more, and what kind of opportunities, and what counts as an opportunity, and how much schooling do you really need to do if you're already making work, if you're already doing whatever it is that you say you're going to do or what you want to do.
Yeah, and then from this, what do you think? What is the role of the artist in the society?
I think I think to give new perspective on difficult situations. I think that's what I find a lot working in Pittsburgh in public art. How can we put artists in communities to change people's minds, to make people feel more connected, to really open up people's perspectives. I think that's probably the most important role that artists can play, and do it in a way that's creative and beautiful and interesting.
And would you like to tell anything more about how did you like your time in Belgrade? Like who did you meet? How many artists? And generally, how did you spend your time here?
I love Belgrade, and I have met a lot of people now who I consider friends, and I'm very grateful. And I've talked to many people, and yeah, I love it here, and I love the people that I know, and I'm grateful for their time and their energy and everything that they shared with me. Like you, Gordana.
Thank you. Yes, it was really a pleasure having you here, and thank you for this interview.
Thank you.